Kicked Out is a game inspired by games such as Undertale, Deltarune and One Shot, which is currently in very early development. We are currently in the stage of developing the main storyline and designing characters. This series of short videos aims to describe the main premise of Kicked Out and explain some of its major characters. But first, I would like to describe the world of Kicked Out. Before I begin, I must emphasise that some of the character stories may change before final release. The world of Kicked Out consists of many towns and cities, each with its own themes and characters. Cities tend to be quite strict and unwelcoming, with the exception being the City of Music, and the City of Love to an extent. Meanwhile, towns are always very welcoming, and are accessible to any outsiders. Cities are led by rulers, while towns are led by mayors. The towns and cities we'll encounter in the game include the City of Stars, the City of Love, the City of Evil, Computer City, the City of Light, the City of Music, Tiny Town, Cat Town, Frown Town and Ghost Town. There are a few more towns and cities in the world that you don't get to explore in the main game, but they may show up if we ever make any spin-offs. Sirius is the protagonist of Kicked Out and the character you play as. He was born in the City of Stars and is the son of the Moon and the Sun. His city is ruled by the most powerful being in the Kicked Out universe, Galactica. Galactica selected Sirius as one of this year's star catchers, one of the most honourable jobs in the city. Every year, she would choose a few lucky, powerful young people to catch shooting stars and bring them back to her. This is a fascinating time every year, and everybody in the city looks forward to seeing who catches the most stars. However, nobody knows what happens to the stars after this event, but everyone collectively assumes that Galactica gives them a new home. Sirius is a very rebellious teenager and is always causing trouble. During the star catching event, while the others were busy catching stars, Sirius decided to cause trouble, and so he snuck into Galactica's office, where he saw something he wasn't meant to. He ran out of the building, ready to tell everybody about what he saw, but unfortunately Galactica caught him before he could say anything. So she told the city that he had committed a horrible crime and was a disgrace to the city. She drained most of his power and kicked him out of the city, sending him tumbling down to the surface world with his companion, Starry. Since being kicked out, Sirius and Starry have become close friends and vow to help each other get home, no matter what. Starry, the more cautious of the two, often keeps Sirius from making reckless decisions that could get them both killed. Now stranded in an unfamiliar world, Starry is especially vigilant. Alone and relying solely on each other, they'll encounter both allies and enemies along the way. Sirius is eager to help those in need, so throughout the game you'll form friendships and embark on adventures to assist others facing their own struggles. Calan was once the mighty ruler of the City of Evil and the loving father of Eirian. One day, his old friend Maryanne trapped his soul inside a small puppet's body. This weakened him, allowing Maryanne to easily overthrow him and take his place as ruler of the City of Evil. She then proceeds to kick him out of the city he once ruled. Now homeless and separated from his beloved daughter, Calan felt utterly helpless and alone. This all changed one day while he was walking, when a boy and a little star fell from the sky. Calan saw this as the perfect opportunity to get back home, as he sensed something special in them, feeling in his gut that these were the right people to help him. He explained his situation and asked their names. Sirius immediately agreed to help, but Starry was a little skeptical and didn't know if Calan was fully trustworthy. Sirius reassured Starry that it wouldn't hurt to help Calan get home and reunite with his daughter. After some reassuring words, the two decided to help Calan and he joined them on their journey. One of the main reasons Calan wanted to get home was so that he could fix his relationship with his daughter, as he heavily regrets not being there for her when she needed him most. Eirian is Calan's daughter, who lives in the City of Evil. Eirian and Calan had an extremely strong bond as they often helped each other go through a dark time in their lives after Eirian's mother died. Calan always tried his best to raise her, but his grief sometimes caused him to be neglectful. However, he still did his best. One day, something happened, and Calan changed. He became much more egotistical as a ruler and more neglectful as a father. Eirian still doesn't know why he changed so much and what caused this to happen, so it took a massive toll on her, and she missed how he was before. Everything got worse after Calan got kicked out, and Eirian became very depressed, knowing that she might never be able to fix her relationship with him. Once Maryanne became a ruler with her husband Alexandras as her assistant, the two took Eirian in as their own. though Eirian resents them, knowing that they were the reason her father is no longer in the City of Evil. In her spare time, Eirian likes to distract herself by hanging out with her boyfriend Hugo and dressing up in many different gothic outfits, as she is very into goth fashion. Maryanne is the current ruler of the City of Evil, a puppeteer who has the power to trap people's souls inside her creations. Her assistant is her loving husband Alexandras, a magician and a musician. Maryanne was once best friends with Calan when they were young, but during his rule, Calan changed for the worse and began treating her and the citizens of the City of Evil as though they no longer mattered to him. The two fell out, began hating each other and eventually cut contact completely. Shortly after that, she met Alexandras, and they fell in love, got married, and after that never left each other's side. One day, the couple took revenge on Calan, turning him into a puppet and overthrowing him. Maryanne then became the ruler with her husband as her assistant. They decided to look after his daughter Eirian as Calan was now gone. They tried hard to earn her affection, but understandably, she neither trusts them nor likes them in the slightest. Alexandras had a dark past and thought that he would never escape it. That is, until he met Maryanne and began a new life with her, leaving his past behind. Though he had never met Calan before kicking him out, he was happy to help Maryanne rule the city by her side, wanting what was best for both of them. Fun fact, these two, especially Maryanne, are feared across the City of Evil, and even the mention of their names is enough to keep people awake at night. The Fedoral Agents are recurring characters throughout the game. They are a group hired by Maryanne to ensure that Calan never returns to the City of Evil. The trio aren't the brightest, and an encounter with just one of the members is very easy to survive, though all three together might put up a tough fight. Dominic Umbra is the leader and founder of the Fedoral Agents. Ever since he was a kid, Dominic had always wanted to be a secret agent, just like his father, who unfortunately died on a mission. He wanted to avenge his father and often played pretend as an agent at school. His mother made him a fedora, like the one his father used to wear, sparking the idea for the Fedoral Agents. What began as pretend missions with his friends eventually became a real business, where they would carry out genuine assignments. Dominic is the most competent of the agents, as the other two rarely take the mission seriously and therefore is constantly bickering with the others. Baxi had a rough childhood until he met Dominic, and everything changed for the better. He never had a friend until Dominic, and he thinks very highly of him. Baxi has poor eyesight, which contributed to his rough childhood, and he believed he was good for nothing. But when young Dominic found out about his amazing hearing, he knew he was the perfect person to join him. Baxi tries his best to please Dominic, but his poor eyesight often causes him to fail, though his exceptional hearing does come in handy. He is frequently clumsy and tends to mess around, but he always tries to be the best he can for Dominic, as he wants to be a great agent, and secretly he has a crush on him. Jepson is the most recent member to join the Agents. He's well aware of how Baxi feels about Dominic and constantly teases him about it, often leading to both of them getting yelled at by Dominic for not taking missions seriously. Jepson is very good at stealth, thanks to his small stature, but he has one major weakness: he's a stink bug. This of course means that he carries a foul smell that often gives away his location. He was approached by Dominic and Baxi when they were teenagers, and he agreed because his home life was also difficult, like Baxi's. Jepson tends to get distracted easily, often forgetting his role in the mission. He and Baxi aren't at their best without Dominic's orders, so they both have to wear earpieces to make sure that they're doing the right thing. Though Baxi and Jepson sometimes frustrate Dominic, he cares about them deeply and sees them as best friends rather than employees. Pip Squeakington is the mayor of Tiny Town, and is the first character the trio meet on their journey. This little guy is the friendliest of the mayors and rulers, and is extremely welcoming to anybody tiny or tall. He is a very good mayor, who does what's best for his people and is highly loved and respected throughout the town. Mrs. Squeakington is Pip's wife, who didn't originally come from Tiny Town. She is an ordinary 6-foot-tall woman. Many of the residents of Tiny Town are scared of her, as she's so tall, but Pip loves her very much and makes sure that their fear doesn't get to her. She always hangs around Tiny Town and tries to help out wherever she can. Lil Guy is Pip's assistant. He is a very shy and nervous person who gets extremely anxious around new people. Little Guy mostly gets anxious around people who aren't from the town, as he worries that since it's so small, people may step on the residents or structures of Tiny Town. He is always by Pip's side, and constantly worries about his safety and that of the town. Doug is Pip's best friend. He doesn't really do much, but he's Doug, and that's all that matters. Marvin is the mayor of Frown Town, and is an extremely sad man. So sad, in fact, that he made sadness the town's entire theme. Frown Town welcomes anyone, as long as they're sad. Marvin has tried many ways to make himself happy, but all have failed, and over time, he has learned to embrace his sadness. Thierry was once a happy clown named Smiley, hired by Marvin to cheer him up. But of course, that failed. Instead of Thierry putting a smile on Marvin's face, it was the other way around. Marvin's overwhelming sadness put a frown on Thierry's face, as it proved contagious. Thierry now lives in Frown Town as Marvin's assistant. Scratchet was kicked out of Cap Town for his mischievous tendencies and his shop's absurdly high prices. He is now a homeless travelling merchant and a recurring character throughout the game. He has a variety of items for you to buy, ranging from weapons to healing items. Scratchet's items start as pretty useless at random, but as you progress through the game and your enemies become stronger, his items become a lot more useful and valuable. Be sure to keep an eye on the clock whenever you're around Scratchet, as when the clock strikes 12:50 PM, that means it's scratching time. Scratching time is when Scratchet completely goes wild, yells "it's scratching time" and begins scratching himself, his surroundings and others close to him. Scratching time will work as the first fight in the game and would be a tutorial fight where you learn the basics of fighting. Mayor Whiskers is the mayor of Cap Town. He is a fancy, well-dressed cat who has abandoned the mischievous and playful traits that cats are usually known for, adopting instead a serious, classy and rather stuck-up leader persona. Due to this, the other cats in the town believed that they had to act the same way to earn the mayor's approval. As a result, most of them hid their true personalities, pretending instead to be fancy and stuck-up, acting as though they were better than those who stayed true to themselves, like Scratchet. Most cats yearn to return to their natural feline tendencies, but they fear going against what they believe to be the societal norm. Deep down, even Mayor Whiskers longs for a break from his forced persona, but as mayor, he believes he must set an example of what a true mayor should be. Sylvia is from the City of Flight, and is the daughter of Hardwyn, the city's ruler. She lives in a city filled with knights, who each have their very own spirit birds. A spirit bird is a spirit resembling various bird species that grant its knight armour, strength, and abilities reflecting the bird's traits. Spirit birds also act as guardians to their knights. A knight must properly connect with their spirit bird and adopt the traits of the bird they've been chosen in order to unlock its full potential. Sylvia always wanted to be a knight and have her own spirit bird, like her older brother and father. When she reached the right age to receive one, hers turned out to be the spirit of a baby swan. Sylvia was confused and disappointed by this. Her father explained that she hadn't yet fully connected with her spirit bird, so it hadn't unlocked its full potential. She dreamed of becoming a knight, but her father did not allow it, seeing her as too weak and unprepared. He also knew that she would be too adventurous to follow the strict rules of the city, and might make friends outside of the City of Flight. Hardwyn doesn't allow Sylvia to leave the city, which hurts her deeply. Sylvia wants to become a knight to protect others in need and become a respected hero across the cities and towns. However, the city's strict rules make this difficult. No outsiders are allowed in, and knights are forbidden from befriending anyone outside the city. Breaking these rules is considered treason, and traitors are treated very harshly. When Sylvia meets Sirius, they relate to each other very well and form a deep bond. Hardwyn is the ruler of the City of Flight and possesses the strongest spirit bird in the city, the Harpy Eagle, which only the city's ruler can have. This is because eagles are frequently linked with leadership, courage, and strength. As the ruler, Hardwyn must adhere to the ancient rules set many years ago and ensure his people do the same. He is a powerful leader who even leaves his city to undertake important missions with his knights. Like Roman, Hardwyn fears for his daughter and strives to instill the city's rules in her, even if she disagrees with them. Hardwyn is more introverted than most rulers and has little connection with the rulers of other cities. His past includes witnessing a rivalry between his city and a former ally, which has led to his mistrust of outsiders. Hardwyn is a hard-working leader and is highly respected throughout the city. Roman is Sylvia's older brother and a knight in the City of Light. His spirit bird is a raven, which often represents death, and therefore he is a strong, capable knight, much like his father. Roman is deeply loyal to the city, and always follows the rules, as his father raised him to do. He worries about Sylvia breaking the city's rules, as he cares for her deeply, and it would break his heart if he ever had to fight her. Roman has also lost people in his past, which shaped him into the knight he is today, and his grief fuels his spirit bird. Amariss is the current ruler of the City of Love, and is easily one of the most popular rulers. He is passionate about romance and loves helping potential relationships bloom. Amariss is confident, charming, and often very flirty. He warmly welcomes new couples to the city, and is equally eager to help those not in relationships find love. Amariss is a professional matchmaker, who enjoys finding the perfect partner for the people of his city. Though he has many redeeming qualities, and seems perfect on the surface, he also has flaws that have affected both himself and his city. Amariss is highly emotional about romance, and frequently makes people feel uncomfortable, though he can't control it. For example, he bawls his eyes out whenever he sees an affectionate couple or watches a romantic film, which can be very awkward to those around him. He's not always the smartest. He can actually be pretty dumb, which causes him to make mistakes that impact his city. Amariss struggles with conflict, as he has never had to face it until recently, leaving him ignorant of many issues in the city. Because of his upbringing, Amariss grew up believing that romantic love is the only true form of love, which led him to kick out Valia, thinking it was the right thing to do. Hopefully he will learn from these mistakes and become a great ruler again, but only time will tell. Valia was born in the City of Love and lived there until she was kicked out. She is an Airways girl who does not feel romantic attraction towards others, something that is heavily looked down upon in her city, and she has been shamed for it for as long as she can remember. One day, after constant complaints about Valia, she was eventually kicked out, as nobody saw a point in her staying in the City of Love if she could not love like them. Though Valia may not feel romantic attraction for others, she still feels love in many ways. She loves her family, her friends, and even her city. In the City of Love, the only love celebrated is romantic love, but that of course is not the only form of love, and Valia wants Amariss and her city to realise this, welcoming and celebrating all kinds of love. The city is also struggling with other issues in the way it is run. Valia wants to return to her city to help fix it, but she will need help getting back in. Valia is a chilled and relaxed person who doesn't care much about what other people think of her, but she can also be deeply passionate about her city. She yearns for a future where it welcomes all love, not just romantic love. Rosaria is Amariss's assistant in the City of Love, and is often seen by her side. He helps Amariss with matchmaking, arranging marriages in the city, and informing him of any problems, though the last task usually makes Amariss panic because of his fear of conflict. He's also quite nervous and is frequently exhausted. Rosaria gets flustered easily, which does not work in his favour since his boss is the man everyone seems to have a crush on, and is generally just extremely flirty. Amariss loves bringing Rosaria everywhere, even making him watch romantic movies with him, where Rosaria has to be Amariss's emotional support since Amariss bawls his eyes out every time. Rosaria is aware of the city's issues and tries desperately to fix them, but he cannot do it alone. The City of Music is a welcoming city with a kind ruler. Unlike most other cities, Awen City welcomes everyone who finds themselves there, as she believes music should be a right, not a privilege. Awen is Welsh for inspiration, typically poetic or creative, which can roughly be translated to muse. Awen loves sharing her music with anyone willing to listen. She is skilled at nearly every instrument and also has a beautiful singing voice, though she is a little shy about it. In her free time, she loves teaching music to people both inside and outside the city. She is a major music nerd and loves writing and producing songs with her friends. Awen is deeply empathetic and never hesitates to help those in need, offering whatever she can to people who come to her city and always being there when support is needed. She has worked hard to make her city a welcoming place, and she is always happy to share the beauty of music with anyone. She is also very close to Amariss, the ruler of the City of Love, and even gave him a saxophone as a gift, which he still treasures. DJ is a very kind and fun robot who enjoys music and inventing gadgets, which he loves experimenting with. He has a friend called Loris whom he loves spending time with, often playing clever pranks on him using the new gadgets he creates. DJ is very sarcastic and loves cracking jokes at every opportunity, even if they sometimes irritate people. DJ once lived in the Computer City, but was eventually kicked out for standing up to its evil ruler, who had nearly turned his friend Loris into a pile of scraps. The ruler of DJ's city is an evil and dangerous robot, who will not hesitate to discard any robot he dislikes as if they were rubbish. When DJ and Loris were kicked out, they had no idea where to go, and feared that they would be stuck in the vast outside world with nothing but each other. Fortunately, they stumbled upon the City of Music, and Awen immediately offered them a place to stay, as soon as she saw the awful situation that they were in. Awen and DJ quickly bonded over their shared love of music and became good friends. DJ now lives in the City of Music, working as a DJ. In his original city, nobody respected DJ's friend Loris except for him. DJ cares deeply about his friend, which sometimes made him feel like something was wrong with him, since, as a robot, he shouldn't have feelings or empathy. Although DJ is currently happy, he can't help but want to return to his original city and put an end to the ruler's crimes once and for all. Who knows how many more robots will be discarded and destroyed like they're nothing. DJ can't move on and knows he must go back to save his city, though he and Loris cannot do this alone and will need help from others. He and Sirius are quite similar personality-wise, which led them to become very good friends. The Computer King is a tyrannical ruler of Computer City. Many years ago, the city was run by human scientists, with a passion for building robots, until one day, they all mysteriously vanished. Nobody knows what happened to them or who ran the city, but they all got replaced by robots. The Computer King is a horrible, egotistical ruler who treats the bots in the city terribly. He sends those he finds useless to the scrap pile, a massive heap of broken robots and discarded parts that's kept underneath the city, forbidden to anyone except the Computer King and the few people he trusts. Under his reign, every bot lives in fear of being scrapped if they fail to obey his commands. The Computer King despises all living beings. He sees anything other than robots as inferior, since robots need no rest and have no emotions, and therefore will never rebel against him. He knew DJ would be a problem since he has complex emotions, meaning that he is capable of rebelling against him. When DJ saved Loris, the Computer King chose not to scrap them but to kick them out instead, knowing that DJ would one day return, and already planning what he would do when that time came. Loris is a robot from Computer City with a very nerdy personality. He is a type of bot called a calculoid, a robot that resembles a calculator and performs scientific calculations for the city. Loris is an old, scrapped model of calculoid, so he looks quite different from the others. Everyone in the city, including other calculoids, treats Loris horribly and sees him as weak and inferior. They also hate him for his nerdiness, as he constantly talks about science and computers for hours on end. The city's ruler encourages this cruelty, and Loris has become the laughingstock of Computer City. The Computer King nearly scrapped Loris, but DJ saved him, something Loris has always found strange. Loris was grateful to be saved, even if he found DJ unusual. He usually lets the words of other bots get to him, and struggles to see the good in himself. He is a kind, friendly, and fun bot to be around, something DJ sees in him, even if Loris and others do not. Despite being seen as useless, Loris is actually highly skilled at hacking and at handling anything electronic.
Copycat is a type of robot in Computer City known as a Control CV. These robots mimic the attacks and appearances of other characters, with Copycat mimicking Scratchet. Normally, these robots also copy the personality of those they imitate, but Copycat is more advanced, allowing him to develop his own personality, even while retaining Scratchet's appearance. Copycat serves as the Computer King's assistant and is constantly bossed around by him, which he hates. However, he can't speak out or he risks being scrapped. On missions, he is forced to bring the other Control CV bots with him, which he finds irritating. They see him as a leader because he is taller and more advanced, so they follow him around and treat him like their captain. In his free time, Copycat runs a shop stocked with useful items to help you on your journey. Copycat is usually bored and moody unless Scratchet is around. He wants to be Scratchet's rival, as the only interesting part of his existence is messing with him. He tries to make his shop better than Scratchet's and even promotes himself as the better Scratchet, purely to get under his rival's skin. His rivalry with Scratchet is the only thing to ever put a smile on his face.
Arabella is the mayor of Ghost Town, the place where people go when they die. Ghost Town is very run down and appears empty at first, until Arabella grants you the power to see the other ghosts. Once you encounter Ghost Town, be wary of the danger that lies ahead, as Ghost Town and the City of Evil are very close together. Arabella is a kind and gentle spirit who is soft-spoken and welcoming to anyone who wanders into her town. She comforts those mourning their loved ones, assuring them that they are safe and in good hands. She warns travellers never to go beyond her town, hoping to keep them from straying too close to the City of Evil. Arabella knows the horrors that place holds. No one has ever returned from it, except as a ghost to a town. She spends her time speaking with the ghosts in her town, listening to their life stories. Recently, we discussed the possibility that Ghost Town could be overrun by mushrooms due to their association with death.